Hi guys, so if you watched last week's vlog video you would have seen that it was my 21st birthday and that I spent the evening out in London. So basically this video is the 21 challenges that I had to complete for the evening. Before I start my video I just want to apologise for the poor quality of photos and videos, but everything was taken on phone so they were not great.
We're walking away from the South African shop and Mum says to me, got a little surprise for you. And then she says to me, oh, I've got 21 challenges for you to do tonight. And your first one is to go and have a picture with the policeman. Okay, so I'm just about to get issued challenge. How many? 2. And is that all you're giving me? Is just 1? Yeah. Okay. Challenge number 2 of 21 is
shout the word penis as loud as you can in the restaurant.
So the restaurant we are heading into is called Big Easy, a perfect place to shout penis. Come on! My hand's about to be out, which penis!
That's pathetic. Not loud enough.
Yes! My third challenge was to try and order dinner in a French accent. And considering I've lived with a French person for the past 3 months, my French accent was pretty poor. My fourth challenge was at the place that we were having dinner. There was a couple who were singing and I had to go up to them and ask them whether they could sing me happy birthday, and we were in this really crowded restaurant. When they started singing, everyone started joining in with them and they made me stand up, and I had to stand there whilst they all sang happy birthday to me. It was pretty embarrassing and I did a lot of oh my god. That was pretty much my whole night, was just covering my face from embarrassment. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. My fifth challenge was to toast the family that were with us. I don't know if that was more for me or for them, but I had to stand up and toast them and say thanks for coming, and then I had to end the toast with a tequila shot, which is probably my least favourite drink, and that was my sixth challenge, was to do it with no hands. So I looked like a real idiot in front of the whole restaurant. My seventh challenge was pretty easy. I had to go and take a picture with someone else who was having their birthday, and I think the whole night we were there, I think there was probably, including me, there was 5 of us that had birthdays, so that was a pretty easy challenge to get. So my 8th challenge was probably my scariest one. I had to go and get a kiss from a stranger. Originally this one started as I was never going to do it because I just had not had enough alcohol, and I told them to think of another one because I just wasn't going to do it. And then when I went to the bathroom, there was a group of 6 guys that were sat next to us, and my mum went over to them when I was gone and basically said, I need someone to come and kiss her. And then I came back from the toilet, sat down, and he came over to me. And basically the rule before I started all my challenges was that I had to either get them on camera or videoed to make sure that it actually happened and I didn't just come back and say, oh, by the way, I've kissed a guy upstairs. Anyway, I came back and sat down and he came over and he was like, oh, I hear it's your birthday. I mean, I don't know if the massive it's my 21st birthday sign gave it away, but I said yes. And originally it had to be on the kiss on the cheek, so when he came over I gave him my cheek, and then my mum was like, no, I didn't catch it on camera because our flash was too slow. And then so he kissed me again on the cheek, and then all of his friends were looking at us and they were like, oh, you got parred off and she only gave you a kiss on the cheek. And I just got roped into giving him a kiss on the lips, but it wasn't that bad because he was actually quite good looking. My 9th challenge was also pretty easy. I had to get 21 selfies. My 10th challenge was to propose to someone. He came over and asked us if we would like drinks, and then I was just like, oh my god, quickly do it before you get roped into doing something worse. My next challenge was that I had to sing a children's song with actions in the middle of the restaurant, and so my song of choice was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Oh, fantastic.
My 12th challenge was probably the funniest one. It was that I had to ring the 21st person in my contacts and ask for sex advice. And at the time I think it was about 11:30, and the 21st person was actually my cousin, who is 15 or 16. And he lives in South Africa, and when I rang him, South Africa is an hour ahead of England in time, so it was about 12:30, so I wasn't expecting him to be awake. He didn't answer, and so we ended up having to, we suggested calling the next 21st person in my contacts, and that happened to be my ex-boyfriend. And everyone was goating me and they were like, do it, and I was like, no, I can't do it, and my mum was not impressed. So then we ended up ringing my uncle, who was also celebrating his birthday that night. He was such a drunk mess, and he didn't give me any sex advice. All he kept saying was, Rebecca, you're not having sex. Why are you having sex? You shouldn't be having sex. And then towards the end of the conversation, all of the advice he could give us was go ugly, go early.
Party, I want to cry if I want to.
Chris isn't answering.
Okay, so what's the new rule?
So do you want me to do 21 from Chris?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that could possibly be. 21 from Chris, and what you got to say on the message is XOXO, oh baby, I need you, I want you.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, Andy.
Oh, it must be. Why is he on your recent main list on WhatsApp?
No, it's on my contacts.
Oh, I forgot.
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that's good. So I want you, XO.
My next challenge was that I had to use the men's toilet. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I don't really like going to public toilets anyway. I usually just try and avoid them at all costs. So having to go to a men's ones, which are probably worse than women's, was quite scary. I luckily didn't have to use the urinal. I got let off from that one, but it was just pretty disgusting and it smelled horrible. My next challenge was something that was inspired by New Year this year. Me and one of my uncles decided to do the Dirty Dancing reenactment, but this time I had to reenact it in the middle of the restaurant. My 15th challenge was to get a piggyback ride, and I kind of copped out of it on this one and asked my cousin to give me a piggyback ride. My 16th challenge was to stand on a chair and dance in the middle of the well, we'd moved to like a bar kind of thing at this point, and it was quite a respectable one, and the bouncer was already kind of like a bit nervous of me being in there, because it was kind of like a more mature club. So I kind of stood on my feet but not quite stood up. My 17th challenge was also pretty easy. I had to plank outside in the middle of London for 21 seconds and it was freezing cold. My 18th challenge followed pretty easily on from my 17th challenge, because when I was planking, there was a couple of guys across the street that kept shouting at me and Mike, and he said something like, I give you A for effort, and then that led pretty quickly into me being able to chat him up, which was my 18th challenge. Unfortunately we didn't catch any of that on camera or video, but it did happen, I promise. My 19th challenge came in the form of doing a pole dance, and I used a street lantern. It was pretty funny. My mum found it very interesting that I knew how to move like that, which was funny to try and explain. My final two challenges were combined. My auntie and uncle have a pool in their garden, a blow up one, and it was absolutely freezing. My final challenge came in the form of going in the pool, but I had to do it with no clothes on. But I thought that I would just do it with my pants and bra, because I did not want to get pneumonia before I got on my flight to South Africa. And then I was done. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you felt the embarrassment and pain I had to go through, and you could laugh at my expense, because I laugh at it now, even though, well, I wanted to die on the night. But if you like the video, then give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, and I will check you out in the next video.
So we are officially on South African soil, been through passport control, and now we are off to go and find our 120 kgs of luggage.